What's going on, Solid Steppers? This is Miss Ward coming to you. Right now, I'm leaving the villages. Say hey to my friend. Hello to my friend. Anyway, let me move my friend over here. My riding partner, Pookie the Bear. But anyway, check this out, y'all. Let me tell you something. Do not mess up your money messing around with people, places, and things that don't have nothing to lose. I recently had a situation where I was watching somebody I care about going through the growing pains of business ownership and dealing with people who ain't got nothing to lose and people who don't own a business. You know how you always trying to help folks out, but they be destroying everything you're trying to build. You already struggling to build it. You're already the first generation. You figuring it out as you go. And you got people you trying to bring with you. Let me tell y'all something. This is the last time I'm going to tell y'all. Everybody cannot go, number one. Number two, it is not selfish to take care of you and your business and put money away for your future and your future goals and objectives and things of that nature. A lot of us ain't selfish enough. I'm telling you. If you got to isolate yourself, do that. But do not let all your hard work go to waste. You know, a lot of times in business, I tell people, hurry up and fail. Fail fast so you can learn all the nooks, the crannies, the landmines along the way so you can soar. If you go into business and you don't run into any issues, you got a rude awakening coming because what's going to happen is when you start to hit the challenges, you're going to lose your mind because you haven't really worked those muscles of resolve. Whenever you have issues, you got to work through them and you got to make the best decisions for the business. Sometimes you making decisions for the business that ain't decisions for you, which means you might be in your feelings about some decisions you got to make. It might hurt you financially, mentally, spiritually, initially, but it's a price you got to pay to get to where you got to go. I'm telling you what I know. This is an experience I have on a daily basis where I got to make choices. Like right now, I had to walk away from $1,600. Did not want to walk away. But the long-term pain that could have caused me was not worth me making that $1,600. Now, because I'm going to run my business a certain way, it's not a problem. You know, that's not a loss for me per se because I constantly have multiple options and things coming, you know, things in the pipeline, and I already have money and jobs in place to replace that 2 or 3 times. But the point is, I wasn't always there. And the only reason why I'm here now is because I am consistent. Going back to my previous video when I preach consistency. That's what you got to do. You take your little raggedy, what's that, a Datsun? That's what they used to call Nissan Datsuns. Whatever. I think that's a Nissan. It looked like a hard body. I don't know. But here we go. Boy, they be driving like bats out of hell up in here. I'll be like, what is happening? I don't understand where everybody going. Do y'all know? Anyway, getting back to the topic at hand. Y'all better be careful. I'm telling you. I just saw a car in the middle, but just ran right into the ravine. I was like, really? And that was in the villages. I'm like, I thought it was only old people over here just cruising. Obviously not. That's golf cart city. But obviously, somebody ran right into the ravine. Hopefully nobody got hurt. So, as I was stating earlier, in business, these are the things you're going to have to go through. And I am not immune to it. I still have issues daily that really I have to make a decision of getting paid or taking a loss or doing another route because maybe I don't have a particular system in place, and because of previous experience I realize until I get versed in that area I don't need to deal with that. Like a lot of people don't know how to make those decisions. I watch people run behind money, and what they don't understand, the only way you get into, you know, the multiple 6-figure income like I have is you gotta go through it. Like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I've never made less than 6 figures in appliance repair. So when I talk to people who making less than 150, 200, I'm like, what is the problem? Like, what are you doing? It's one thing when it's a part-time business, but if it's a full-time business, I'm a firm believer. If you are a one-man shop, you should be making no less than 200. My personal opinion is you should be at 300. You should be as close to 300,000 as possible. And why do I say that? So let's break it down. Let's just say, let's make it easy numbers. Let's say 240, quarter million, right? So 240 breaks down to what? Let's think about it. It's 12 months in a year, right? So 240 is only what? Y'all realize 240 is only like 2,000, like, what is it, 20,000 a month? I gotta think about it because my brain just went slow motion. But I think it's like 20,000 a month. So 20,000 a month breaks down to roughly 5,000 a week. And sometimes you got you got an extra week. So if you're looking at 5,000 a week, that's $1,000 a day. I don't understand how that's not possible. I don't care if you charging, say you only charging $250 a job. And I'm talking about labor now. Say your labor's $250 a job, you do 4 jobs a day. That's what I'm talking about. You should be able to have a pipeline where you be able to have 4 jobs a day. And some days you're gonna have 6, some days you're gonna have 2, some you may have none. But if you can focus on having 4 jobs a day and your labor and profit is no less than $250, you win it. I'm serious, like 5 jobs a day. It ain't that hard. You're not even hurting yourself when you're doing 4 or 5 jobs a day. I watch these guys doing 10, 20 jobs a day, and I'll be like, I'm still making more money than you. Like, what's wrong with this picture? And if your sales, you're making more sales, they empty. Like, there's no profit because most people do not structure their business in that way. They don't structure it in a way where they're looking at ticket average. If you look at your ticket average and profit average, and you look at your recall rate, and everybody want to talk about these complicated reports. It ain't that damn complicated if you're doing it on a daily basis. And when I say daily, say I'm getting on the road to go to a job, right? And if I'm going to a job because I cover multiple states, and like I'm in another, like for instance, I'll be in yesterday I was in Georgia, today I'm in Central Florida. So I was in Gainesville and down in the villages. So, and now tomorrow I'm going to be in the Panhandle. That's usually 3 to 4 hours in between those areas. So I might do 2 hours one day, 2 hours the next way driving, who knows? But what I'm trying to explain to y'all, all my stuff is comped. My hotel stays are comped, my gas is comped. All that is tax write-off because of how I run my business. This is the cost of doing business, number one. Number two, I triage all my jobs. So my jobs have one-stop completes 90% of the time because I gather all the information I need to do the repair. If it's something I can't repair, I've already determined that before my arrival. See, a lot of y'all just go into these jobs blind. You're making multiple trips. I don't think you should be doing multiple trips at all. The key is to get that one stop. You get your one-stop completion up, you win it. And if you're really doing it right, and see, what people don't understand, they don't account for the learning curve. And when I got into appliance repair, my first months out the gate, I was doing 20, 30,000 a month, and that was part-time. So I'm sitting here looking like, what is the problem? And I realize the problem is that, when you go into a business with a profit-driven mindset, understanding that you need to, number one, separate yourself from anybody else by your level of service. That don't mean you lying to the customer, kissing their ass and faking. What that means is that you know your stuff, you can stand behind it, and you have integrity. And you're on time, and you're courteous, and you're communicating. If you just return calls and communicate with customers, you win it. Because the problem with appliance repair, so many people don't. You know how many jobs I get, and I'm the 3rd or 4th technician? That's crazy. And I used to have the mindset like, I don't want to go behind these people. Now, sure. Like I say, you balance it out. Like I had a job that could have possibly been an internal leak. I was looking at the age of the unit, and I was like, no, I'm not even going to risk it. And I already had, $1,600, $1,700, $1,800 pre-approval. But it wasn't worth it when I looked at the fact that I'm looking at a recall, I'm looking at additional issues and a dissatisfied customer. Just walk away, recommend replacement, whatever you do. I don't, and that's rarely something I do, but I do it as a business decision because I want to make a decision that's going to be comfortable for the customer and all parties involved. And you got to put yourself in the customer's shoes. Like I had a job today. I'm wondering why this man is breathing. You know, you got some customers, they just stay on your ass. They watching everything. And that's fine. And I used to really get offended. And then when I realized that somebody had been there before me and that this person never showed back up and never did this, and broke something while they were there, I understood the customer's concern. But because I was transparent, all I did when they were sweating and watching me like that, I just put their ass to work. Oh, you want to come help me here? This is why I'm doing this. Hold this hose. You got a bucket? Yeah, grab that bucket because I'm getting ready to check the water pressure, blah, blah, blah. And that way the customer's at ease. And at the same time, they ain't messing up nothing and they really not in my way. They're really helping me. But then when you're transparent and open like that, you don't have issues. You know, everybody wants the customer to walk away and let you think and focus. But the reality is, have you cleared your plate? Have you cleared your surroundings? Have you cleared your mind and your mindset of all the drama outside of this particular moment? Before I walked in there, because I had some other stuff going on, not with me, but other people in my life that's about to be in another situation. Because one thing I don't do is do not bring any drama to me that's going to affect my ability to do my business and make my money, because you ain't paying no bills. Let me tell you something. One thing I don't play about is the interruption of my bag, because I can control me, but what I can't control is what you do and how this stuff affects me. So I just get missing. That's one thing about me. Anybody know me, they'll be like, I haven't heard from Miss Ward in a while. Well, it's nothing personal. Miss Ward is focusing because Miss Ward is human, and Miss Ward knows when Miss Ward needs to tighten her own ass up and get it together. And that's usually what I'm doing, because I feel like people talk about it, but they are not consistently applying what they know they should do and really being disciplined within their own circles and their own realm of influence. And that's something that I'm really, really big about, is being on my own. But getting back to what I was saying, so once I let him help me out, and then I told him what I found, and it correlated with what the previous text said, but I had the parts with me because I pre-thought. The only part I didn't have was the housing, because it's very rare that I have to actually replace a housing issue on this particular product, but it was, so I got to go back. But the customer's at ease. I was able to remove the filter and everything worked properly and blah, 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 blah. But let me tell you something. That job right there, I'm making probably 2-3 times what most people make, simply because I took the time, simply because I was a professional, and simply because I was like the third tech. So now you got to pay me for cleaning up other people's mess, being professional as I always am, and making you look good when you sent some idiots out here before me. And you got to pay me. It just is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not going to be cleaning up other people's mess. That's not what I do. And if I do, you're going to pay me. But I couldn't charge a premium if, number one, I didn't know I wasn't on top of my stock. And I know who I am and what I represent. And you got to get that way in your area. You got to be very selective of your customers, know what your avatar is. I hear people talking about SEO, they talking about this and that, and I need to get this and get that. The point is, have you taken care of the customers you got? Have you really fleshed those out to the level to where you are flawless? Like with me, I know it's areas I've got to do some more. I do R600 and R134, but I know that I got to get my lock ring game up, because that stuff is here and it ain't going nowhere. And I can't be caught out here, which means, not only about taking the classes, but, doing it in your own world. So I've already set up some refrigerators. I do not want no big bucket-ass refrigerators, because I'm not that chick. I got me a couple of little small mini ones that I can just build out my own classroom and do it myself. But see, that's you do what you want to do when you want to do it. A lot of people be on the BS. It's not that hard. Just stay focused and stay true to you. Anytime I feel like I got to work on my R134, I pull out my own fridge and do it. because I understand that there's something I'm missing. If I'm concerned about some of my wealth or some other things, you know, I do what I got to do. I mean, I don't understand. Someone needs to help me to understand why is it so hard for people as adults not to shut up and focus on your weak points and just shore them up. It's just like when you work out in the gym. You see guys all the time working on their chest. They working on their their wide grips to get a certain muscles to define in certain areas. They're working on their triceps and stuff like that to take care of that back arm flab, and they hit that thing so many different ways. Like there are different angles you do push-ups on to get a certain level of different definition with a certain muscle group. It's the same way in the plants repair. I don't understand. Like anything you do, you focus on your weakest stuff and strengthen it, and just be no nonsense. And it's something you can do every day. Like everybody in my life, do not call me with the BS, including my family. They don't call me. Not with no trivia drama, and my significant other do too. And my significant other is driven it on their own journey too. So hey, I can respect it. I only deal with people that's next level. That's why I'm so selective. I suggest you do the same, because if you around people who you can't respect and you don't look up to, or who ain't doing nothing, you the only one doing it, you better get another crew. That's why when I tell you I be missing, I really be missing, because most people are not where I'm at or where I'm going. It is no slight to them. We're just going in different directions at different pace, and I respect what they're doing. I am not hating about it. I'm just sitting back watching and making sure Miss Ward get her own together. So Miss Ward is got to deal with my lock ring, because like I've always known, the people that know how to work on specific things that other people don't, it's gonna come a place where it's gonna be a world of one thing. And when you understand that, like for instance, shout out to the guys in the Facebook groups that be dropping game, because I'm gonna tell you, if you don't know what you're doing, you just sit back and read them comments and read the answers to some of those questions. Ignore the idiots that's always hating on people like they never had to learn nothing. Just ignore them. Get what you need to get out of it and keep it moving. And support people when they learn it, man. This only people I don't support is them dummies that ask the same dumbass questions and they ain't checking that. I ain't gonna say no names, but I sit back and look at some groups and I'm like, you ain't got that shit yet? Really? Not you again. I ain't got no problem with telling you, because I'm in it and I came from not knowing anything. So I know what it takes. I know what it is to sound stupid and look stupid and answer the question anyway. And I'm okay with it, because guess what? My bag is bigger than yours. Because that's my measurement. And then my ability to rest also. Like, I can shut down for a month or two, and all my bills get paid with that stuff left over. But I'm also not out here flossing. You know what I mean? Everything is paid for in my life except this irritating car that I'm about to throw somewhere that I'm barely driving, because every time I turn around, like the engine blew up in it, and I'm a tech, and I'm mad because I'm doing full synthetic $150 oil changes every 2 weeks or every 3 to 4 weeks because I'm on the road. And it's a recall on the engine. So thank God the manufacturer's taking care of it, but I'm not complaining about it because my paperwork was in order. But I was smart enough to have other cars that I went out and purchased, as a backup. So when your gut is nagging you to do something, man, get it. Like right now, somebody's listening to this and something is nagging you to death and you are dragging to do it. You done talk yourself out of doing it. Stop talking yourself out of stuff, man. Just go do it. What's it gonna hurt? It ain't like you can't recover, but you better make the decision now. Because if you're not doing it because of other people, man, I'm gonna say you stupid. Period. I'm telling you, you're an idiot because I love you. Because ain't nobody else gonna tell you. They're gonna sit here and coddle you, man. I'm really not gonna. I'm about to get in a tangent about coddled people. I know so many people who coddled. It's ridiculous. Man, here go another one that ate up the damn. Man, what is up with these people, man? They eating up mediums and fences and barriers, and Man, I'm just glad it ain't me. I'm about to get up off this road because it's looking really interesting out here. I just got a text with a video from Geo where damn whole doggone car was on fire on the side of the road. Man, it's dangerous out here. So y'all be careful out here. Y'all stay blessed, and I hope you got something out of this. But remember, once again, everybody cannot go. You are not Captain Save-A-Ho. Stop doing it. Deuces, Miss Ward.